In this video, I'm going to photograph one of the newest attractions in New York City, the Little Island. Check it out. Well, living near New York City gives me a ton of places to photograph. New York is really a photographer's wonderland. I mean, there's just some amazing buildings, and I've shot all of the great buildings in this city, from the Chrysler Building to the Flatiron Building to the Empire State Building, some newer modern buildings. So I just love shooting here. If you like street photography, New York is fantastic. Just hang out at Grand Central Terminal for an afternoon and you'll get some great shots. This morning, I actually came down to photograph one of the newest attractions in Manhattan called the Little Island. You can see it in back of me there. It is a fantastic public space, put together, really built and funded by Barry Diller and Diane von Furstenberg. Diane von Furstenberg is obviously a famous designer. Barry Diller is the CEO and chairman of IAC, whose headquarters is just up the street. In fact, here's a picture of that building that I photographed before. So I just came down to photograph this great, cool structure before sunrise still, but as the sun rises, hopefully some light will flash upon this little island in back of me. Let me set up. So the Little Island is a 2.5 acre park built on the Hudson River. And they built the park by using 132 of these, I guess, kind of tulip shaped pilings, cement pilings that they built. And it's just a fantastic place. There's an amphitheater, there's all kinds of plants and flowers, walking paths, and great views of the city from the island itself. Look at this really cool sky over the Hudson River, and actually the light is bouncing off of the World Trade Center downtown, so you get this really cool contrast between the tower and the sky. I really should switch focus and put my long lens on and take some pictures of this building, but I've shot that building before, and I'm really here to capture the Little Island. I got a nice sky behind me. The sun's rising really over this way, over other side of Manhattan, but the sun is hitting some clouds that are, I guess, residing over New Jersey right now. So you get a pretty cool sky behind the Little Island. What I did was to extend the shutter speed, I put in a neutral density filter because I really want to smooth out that water. That will create an even clearer reflection. And then I put in a graduated filter to darken the sky a little bit so I'll get some balance in the scene. And let's take a quick look. That is a pretty cool image. Well, I got some shots from this angle, I think really cool shots. I'm gonna head down the river a little bit, try to get this from a different angle, just see what I can come up with. Just moved down the river a little bit, getting this from a different angle. I think the other one was better, but if you're at a place, you might as well walk around a little bit and explore the scene and work the compositions. It's kind of cool the way this bridge kind of goes into the island from here, and again you got a nice sky in back, so another long exposure, about 30 seconds. Well, that was pretty good. I'm gonna move down a little bit further. I'm just kind of carrying my camera and tripod down. Sorry for the noise, I'm right by the West Side Highway in Manhattan. Yeah, this might be interesting. Probably should change lenses, but I might stick with the wide lens and just crop in a little bit. So I'm going to head back up the river a little bit, go back to where I was, maybe try a very long exposure to capture some cloud movement. On the way, I'm going to give you a history lesson. So there is a very old structure right by the pier here. If you look carefully, I don't know if you can see it here, but it says, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Sorry for the noise. This is Cunard Lines, and this was a big shipping operation for cruise ships about 100 years ago. In fact, the Carpathia, the ship that rescued the Titanic, they were part of the Cunard Lines, and the passengers from the Titanic that were rescued and came to New York came on a pier that was right here. Obviously, not the little island, but a pier that was right out there. So pretty cool history here. One thing that's really cool about this shot is that the pilings really pop against the shadows underneath it. I mean, there's a little bit of light coming through, you know, from the other side of the river, if you look in there, but in general they're gonna pop really nicely. And obviously in post I can add some contrast, bring out some of those whites, and even pull back some of those shadows to make them pop even more. By the way, if you're coming to visit the little island, I think before something like 10 o'clock you can just go right in. After, and again, check the website, but after a certain hour, I think it's maybe 10 or 11, you actually need a ticket. They're free, but just get your ticket ahead of time if you want to come kind of in the middle of the afternoon. It can get crowded on the weekends because it's relatively new and it's in a very cool area. I'm right near the meatpacking district, right near the High Line. So it's a really fun area, and it definitely, if you're in this area, make sure you get tickets to see it. So those clouds above the little island are moving pretty nicely, kind of roughly towards me, and so with a long exposure, those clouds will be streaks in the sky, and I got some nice definition in those clouds, so hopefully it will come out pretty good. I'm working on about a 3.5 minute exposure right now, and I'll close the shutter and see how it comes out. So it's actually about a 4-minute exposure. I am going to close the shutter and see what I got. Very, very cool. Well, it's about 7 o'clock. Not going to head home just yet. In fact, I'm going to head onto the little island now and see if I can get some shots from there. So there's a pretty cool view from the top of the little island of downtown Manhattan, Hudson River, and that is Jersey City across the river there. What a cool spot. Didn't take any shots on the island itself, but just love walking around there. I'm gonna head home. If you like this video, it really helps the channel if you give me a like, a thumbs up. And if you like this content, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos. And until next time.